Friends, welcome to my channel Doctor's Physics, and in this video we are going to study about the metal conductors in a uniform electric field. What are the properties of the metal conductors when I place them in a uniform electric field? How they will behave? Okay, now see here. The metal conductors in electric field. What will happen to these metal conductors when I place them in electric field? See the first point. I took a metal conductor of any shape. When I give any charge to it, it may be a positive charge or it may be a negative charge. If I give any charge to it, all the charges will be repel each other and they will be accumulated only on the surface. That means if I give any charge to it, all the charges will be only on the surface of the conductor. That means there won't be any charge inside the conductor. If I give any charge to the conductor, all the charges will be accumulated only on the surface of the conductor. They will repel each other and they will be pushed towards the surface. That means the charge inside the conductor is always equal to 0. The charge inside the conductor is always equal to 0. Now next point. I told you that the charges will be only present on the surface. Well and good. Now if it is an insulator, what will happen? If it is an insulator, then if I give any charge to the insulator, if I give the charge here, the charge will be present there itself. If I give any charge here, the charge will be present there itself. That means in an insulator, where I had given the charge will be present in there itself. That means if I give a charge here, it won't be distributed. If I give a 10 coulombs of charge at this point, the 10 coulombs of charge will be present at this point only. It won't be distributed. Please remember this. Now next the third point. And now the surface charge density, that is sigma. What is this? Surface charge density is inversely proportional to the R square. The surface charge density of a body or of a conductor is inversely proportional to the R square. What is R? Where R is the radius of surface. Where R is the radius of surface. Now if I take a plane surface, for a plane surface semi, what is radius? For a plane surface, what is radius? For the plane surface, the radius is infinity. Please remember this. For a plane surface, the radius is not 0. The plane surface is, the radius is infinity. Why? Now if I take Earth, we will see the surface as plane. Why? If I take a big circle, if I take a very big circle of radius nearly equal to infinity, then if I take a small part of it, this will look like a plane surface. That means a plane surface is a small part of a circle of radius infinity. Therefore, for a plane surface, radius is infinity. If it is infinity, what will happen? 1 by r square. If it is infinity, what will happen? 1 by infinity is 0. That means the surface charge density on a plane surface is 0. Now what happened to a sharp curve? If I take the sharp curve, what will happen to this? For a sharp curve, there is nothing but a surface of very small radius. Of very small radius. The sharp curve, this will behave like a surface of very small radius. If the radius is very small, therefore what will happen to the surface charge density? Inversely proportional to r square. If this is very small, what will happen? Then 1 by it is very small, that means nearly equal to 0. Therefore what will happen? 1 by 0 is nothing but infinity. That means for a plane surface, the surface charge density is 0, and for a curved surface or sharp edge, or for a sharp edge, the surface charge density is infinity. That means even though I know that the charges will be only present on the surface, but even the charges will be accumulated more on the corners. At these corners, the surface charges will be more, like this. On the plane surface, the charges are nearly equal to 0. They are not 0 but nearly equal to 0. Why? Because the surface charge density is 0. That means all the charges will be present only on the sharp edges. Very, very sharp edges. I think this is clear. Okay, now we will see the next point. How the electric field will be. That means finally we concluded in a conductor the charge inside a conductor is always 0. Now what will happen to the electric field intensity? Now we will see it. Okay, now see here. Okay, now see here. Fourth point. What will be the electric field intensity inside a conductor? The electric field inside the net electric field inside a conductor is always 0. The net electric field inside a conductor is always 0. Why it is 0 now? See. I took a conductor. When I took a conductor and I placed it in electric field in a uniform electric field. Okay. Now direction of electric field is from left to right, assume. And now what will happen to the electrons? In electric field, if I place any positive charge, in which direction the positive charges will move? The positive charges will move in the direction of electric field. Everyone will accept that. Now if I place a negative charge, what will happen to negative charge? In electric field, if I place a negative charge, what will happen? The negative charge will be pushed this side. The force acting on negative charge will be opposite to the direction of electric field. Will you guys accept that? That means inside the conductors, what will happen? Internally, all the electrons will be moved this side and all the positive charges will be moved that side. Point is clear. Internally, because of this external electric field, what will happen? All the electrons, all the negative charges will be moved this side and all the positive charges will be moved that side. Now till when they will move? All the charges will move till they acquire the equilibrium, till they gain equilibrium. And this equilibrium is known as electrostatic equilibrium. See, all the electrons are starting to move. They have to continuously move, but they are stopping. Why they are stopping? Because they acquire the equilibrium. Equilibrium means, what is the name of this equilibrium? Electrostatic equilibrium. Electrostatic equilibrium. That means, what is the meaning of equilibrium? Equilibrium means the net force acting on the particles are 0. That means all the electrons will move in such a way that they will stop when the net force acting on them is 0. Now one electric field is in this direction, well and good. But where is the other electric field? One more electric field has to be in this direction to make the force 0. Therefore, because of these induced charges, these are known as induced charges. Because of these induced charges, there will be some internal electric field from positive charges to negative charges, like this, in this direction. If this is external electric field, and this will be the induced electric field, internal electric field, which is in opposite direction. Therefore, what is net electric field? The net electric field is nothing but external electric field plus internal electric field. Now, what happened to the force? The net force is 0. Everyone accepts that the net force is 0 on the particles. The negative charges are going and they are stopping at some particular point. Why they are stopping? Because the net force is 0. Why the net force is 0? Force is nothing but Q into E. The force is 0. What is the meaning of it? The electric field is 0. That means the net electric field is 0. The force is 0. That means the net electric field is 0. From here what we will get? The external electric field is equal to minus of induced electric field. Opposite direction, this minus simply represents me opposite in direction, and magnitude wise both are same. External electric field is exactly equal to the internal electric field, which is nothing but induced electric field. Direction wise they are opposite direction, but magnitude wise both are same. When magnitude wise both are same, then only the net electric field will be 0. Why the net electric field is zero? Because net force acting on the particles are zero. Why the net force acting on the particles are zero? Because they are attaining the equilibrium. Equilibrium means net force has to be zero. I think this point is clear. From here what we concluded? The net charge inside the conductor is zero. The charge will be only present on surface, and the net electric field inside the conductor is zero. From till now we have studied these 3 points. The net charge inside the conductor is zero. All the charges are present only on the surface of a conductor, and the net electric field inside a conductor is zero. Now we will see the next point, very important point. Okay, now see the next point. It is very important point. I told you that the net electric field inside a conductor is zero. Well and good. Now, if I give any charge to it, the charges will be only present on the surface. This is also well and good. The charge inside the conductor is zero. The electric field inside the conductor is zero. The charge is zero. The electric field is zero. Inside the conductor, not outside. Well and good. Now what about the flux? The flux is nothing but Q enclosed by epsilon naught. The charge inside the conductor is zero. If the charge inside the conductor is zero, then the flux has to be zero. That means finally, inside a conductor the charge is zero, the electric field is zero, as well as the flux is zero. Now outside the conductor, what will happen? All the electric field lines will be perpendicular to the surface. Inside it is zero, but outside is not zero. Outside what is the electric field? It is perpendicular to the surface. If this is the surface, always electric field lines will be perpendicular to the surface, like this. Whatever be the shape, no problem. It may be any shape. If it is a circular body, then what is the perpendicular to the surface means? Simply draw a radius. This is the radius of a point there, this point. Now draw a tangent. Now with this tangent, the electric field is making 90 degrees. Now if the electric field at this point, in which direction? Perpendicular to the surface. Draw a tangent, and this is electric field direction. That means whatever be the shape of the conductor, the electric field lines will be always perpendicular to the surface. Please remember this. Whatever be the shape, it may be any shape, but always electric field lines are perpendicular to the surface. The tangential component, the electric field is always equal to 0. The tangential electric field is always equal to 0. Please remember that. Now, why it is 0? Why it is 0? Observe carefully. This is some surface. At this point, this is the electric field. This is a perpendicular electric field, and this is assumed tangential electric field. Now I know that all the charges will be present on the surface. And now saying because of the tangential electric field, what will happen to the charges? What will happen to the charges? Whenever I place a charge in electric field, what will happen? All the charges will move in the direction. Therefore, if the tangential electric field is present, what will happen? All the charges will start moving. That means the charge particles won't be in. If tangential electric field is not equal to 0, what will happen? Then the charges can't be in equilibrium. Please remember this. Whenever the tangential electric field is not 0, then the charges can't be in equilibrium. They won't be in equilibrium. Once they are not there in equilibrium, that means net electric field inside won't be 0. For simplicity, what we are studying is tangential electric field is always equal to 0. Always electric field direction is perpendicular to the surface. Whatever be the surface, it is always perpendicular to the surface. And this point is clear. Okay, next one. What is the magnitude of this electric field? The magnitude of this electric field is nothing but sigma by epsilon naught. Just outside the surface, the magnitude of electric field is always equal to sigma by epsilon naught. Electric field is equal to sigma by epsilon naught. It is obeyed for any shape. It is obeyed for any shape, any size, but only one condition, that is sigma has to be very high. If the sigma is very high, then only this is obeyed. That is, electric field inside a conductor, electric field just outside the conductor is how much? Sigma by epsilon. I think this point is clear. What are the things we studied? The inside the electric field, inside the conductor, electric field, the charge and the flux is zero. Outside the conductor, the electric field is always perpendicular to the surface, and always perpendicular to the surface, whatever be the shape, and the tangential component of the electric field is always zero. If the tangential component is not zero, what will happen to the charges? The charges can't be in equilibrium. Point is clear? They can't be in equilibrium. If they want to be in equilibrium, then the tangential electric field has to be zero. Now, what is the magnitude of electric field? The magnitude of electric field is sigma by epsilon naught. Surface charge density by epsilon naught. This is obeyed for any shape, any size. But only one condition. What is the condition? The surface charge density has to be very, very high. If it is very high, then this is satisfied. I think this is clear. We'll go to the next point, last point. Okay, see the last point. Just now we have studied what is that? Inside a conductor, the charge is zero, the flux is zero, the electric field is zero. Now, what is the relation between the electric field and the potential? Potential we study in the next chapter. What is the potential? What is the relation between the electric field and potential? The electric field is exactly equal to minus dV by dr. The electric field is exactly equal to the dV by dr. Difference in the potential to the distance between the 2 points. Now, if the electric field is zero, what will happen? Then dV is equal to zero. What is the meaning of dV? The change in potential is equal to zero. That means the change in the potential is equal to zero. What is the meaning of it? That means the potential is not changing. That means at this point the potential is V. Assume inside the conductor as electric field is zero, the potential has to be same. The potential won't change. Therefore, at this point the potential is V. At this point the potential is V. At this point the potential is V. That means simply the potential inside the conductor is always constant. The potential inside the conductor is always constant. Therefore, we can write the conductor is a equipotential surface. Therefore, what we can write? We can write the conductor is a equipotential surface. That means simply what I can write? The potential is always constant. I think all these points are clear. If any doubts, you can leave a comment and I will reply as soon as possible. And in next class, we will study about the cavity inside a conductor.